What's up, guys? I'm randomfrankp, and we are back with another episode of Cool Tech Under $50 for February. The series we show off some of the best tech you can find under that price. And if you see anything you like today, I'll have it all listed for you guys in the description down below so you can check it out. Or if you want to win something, all you got to do is drop a big thumbs up down below, leave a comment on what your favorite item is and why you like it. And then third, make sure you're subscribed because I'm only going to pick subscribers and I'll pick 5 of you guys for next month. First up today is this crazy looking infinity mirror RGB light. It's going to provide you this visual trip as you gaze into its foreverness. This dodecahedron light is an absolute wild piece of decor for your room or on your desk in your gaming setup that gives us really cool sci-fi feel. I feel like I'm just staring into the universe each time. With a dodecahedron, it has 12 total sides, and each panel does give that infinite illusion. It's all mirrored internally with the RGB light strips, so it's just going on forever. And you couple those 12 mirrors with the fact that it has 256 RGB effects. Yeah, you see why you can just lose time looking at this thing. It is controllable with an app if you want to download it, but it does come with a remote, which is nice. I just use that and it's very easy to control on there. Whatever floats your boat. My 2-year-old thinks this is the coolest thing in the world, and you know what? I don't disagree. In the past, we showed off an infinity mirror mini fridge, which had just 4 mirrors on the inside, so triple that now. You get 12 times the effect pretty much. And honestly, for just $40, I think it's a really cool piece of decor to add to your room. I'll say what I always say, it's cool, it's tech, it's under 50. Now real quick little giveaway for you guys. Who wants a free Final Mouse Ultralight X? Or instead of breaking the bank, you just want to spend $1 for a Razer Black Widow V4 75% keyboard? You can get this and a ton of other cool tech starting at just $1 with today's sponsor, Whatnot. Whatnot is an online social marketplace where you can discover some of your favorite products like sports cards, Pokemon cards, electronics, and a ton of other things, all with these rapid-fire auctions happening in real time. You can bid on things like Bose headphones, AirPods, PC components. I've seen a bunch of CPUs on sale as well, with a ton of these auctions kicking off at just $1. And speaking of which, tech from today's episode will be up for grabs starting at just $1 next week, February 10th. I'll be going live at 7 p.m. Eastern right on the Whatnot app, so you can come by, hang out, bid on a bunch of things at just $1, and like I showed before, we're gonna have some pretty big giveaways going on that you're not gonna wanna miss out on. I have a ton of leftover tech from our Cool Tech Under 50 series from last year, all the top 5 holiday videos I did, close to 30 different headsets, mice and keyboards, plus a ton of other gadgets starting at just $1. So if you use the sign up link in the description down below, you'll also get $15 towards your first purchase. Again, bunch of stuff, bunch of giveaways, definitely come by and hang out. Moving right along, how about this tiny 1080p dash cam for just 35 bucks? Now, yes, I said 1080p, not 4K, but for that price, it gets the job done, which is to show exactly what happened in worst case scenario, prove who was at fault, if there was an accident, or you just need that visual proof if someone hit you, broke into your car, anything like that. And honestly, as you'll see, for 1080p video, I think it looks more than fine, looks good enough to me, and you are able to read things like license plate numbers, signs, which is definitely an important factor. The 1080p camera is a 150-degree wide angle. It also supports things like night vision for obviously driving at night, a parking mode so you can have your camera still recording even when your car is parked and turned off. And it features loop recording. It supports up to 128 gigs, which you do need to buy a little memory card separately. So I have a 128 gig card in mine, and it just continually loops and records. Now it does save all your videos in 1-minute clips, which at first I was like, oh shit, like why are there hundreds of files here? But actually that makes it a lot easier to find a clip if you do get into an accident because you'll know which exact minute it happened instead of sorting through like an entire 8-hour clip, And again, I'd say the video quality isn't like the best out there, but I think the footage looks more than fine for the price. It does what it's supposed to, and that's keeping you protected. Also comes with the power cord, obviously, and some mounting clips to route this in your car. Just a really good value at $35 for that extra peace of mind. Something else I was thinking about was if you like do Uber or Lyft driving, you could always have this and turn the cam around so it's facing you for safety purposes, but you guys get the idea and the benefits of having a webcam. Now, next, we've been in this house for 5 years, and we never had Wi-Fi in the bedroom because it just wouldn't reach. So finally, after all this time, I did something about it. I picked up a Wi-Fi booster because with the router here in the studio, in the basement, it just never reached throughout the entire house. So now I have this installed in the kitchen, and it gets the job done. This is the Rey AC1200 Wi-Fi booster. Provides coverage all throughout the house up to 7,800 square feet. And with it being AC1200, that stands for up to 1200 megabits per second speeds. And since using this, I haven't noticed a single hiccup anywhere around the house now. This plugs into an available wall outlet, like I said before, somewhere in the middle ground of the house to get the different levels or floors that extended range now. Or if you wanted to place it somewhere else instead of in the wall, maybe it's already being used up or it's blocking another port, you can always just use an extension cord to place this anywhere else, like on a shelf, a side table or something. Doesn't matter how it's powered, just as long as it's in a good spot to give your house full coverage now. So while I just use it as a Wi-Fi signal booster, it can do a bunch of other things. You can use it wired with the WAN LAN port on the bottom. It can be used as just a repeater as well, but definitely a solid pickup for me, gets the job done. And one thing I do want to say real quick is there is an app you have to download to get this set up and paired to your Wi-Fi. When I first did that, it mentioned something about a 30-day trial. I don't know what it was saying, but I've been using this since the end of October, and I haven't had that message pop up since, haven't had to pay for anything since. I don't know if it was just saying that I have 30 days to register for the warranty or something like that, but just know, if you get this and you see that message, don't worry, it doesn't run out after 30 days and you don't have to pay for anything else. Next, we have this Nixie tube glow clock, which gives this really cool sort of retro look as a desktop analog clock, where each number is individually lit with its own light panel embedded into this faux wood grain dock. Now, I realize as you're seeing it on camera, the numbers kind of might be tough to read with all the studio lighting that I have going on, but it is much easier to see in person, I promise you that. So for the clock, each tube has 10 built-in panels represent each number for the time, from a 0 panel all the way up to a 9, including one that shows each second. It can display the time, day, year, all programmable, 12-hour, 24-hour modes, and it might sound silly, but this comes pre-built, which is a plus because I originally bought another one that was a kit that needed to be built, and ain't nobody got time for that. I can see this being a really cool display piece for your desk, depending on your theme, or on a nightstand. And it has a built-in charging port on the back, which is nice if you want to charge other devices or your phone. On the front, there are 4 buttons. That's what lets you change the modes in setting up the time, adjusting brightness, the colors, and so on. And there are 9 different built-in modes or display effects that you can cycle through. If you want to keep it chill, you can have it be a single static color. You can adjust each of the panels individually if you want to sort of create your own color theme. That's possible as well. Of course, there's a breathing effect. There's 2 different RGB wave modes, so it can cycle through all the colors. It can be a timer or have the stopwatch. Set it to keep track of time. There's also a few different visual modes where the numbers will glitch before they pop up, or they'll have each individual number sort of cycle through and flip to the current time, kind of like you'd see in an old bus station. They were called flipboards or something back in the day, I don't remember. But it's super easy to use. Also has a built-in memory backup, so if you unplug it or you lose power, you won't have to reset it each time, which is always a hassle. Saves the time for you. I'm a big fan of this. I think it looks really cool, great design to it. So much so that I'd say it's the next inductee into the Cool Tech Under 50 Hall of Fame. Killer pickup for just $50. Then lastly today from Piketty, we have their GB5 macro pad. Now, if you guys remember, back in 2020, we showed off the first version of this. This now, 5 generations later, has made some pretty solid changes, all for that still great price of $50. You get a lot more customization now. So first, one of the main things you can do now is hot swap the key switches. When you do go to buy these, you can pick which switches you want, but say over time you want to switch them out, you do have that option because it is a hot swap custom PCB, so pop in or pop out whatever switch you want. For connectivity, it's now USB-C versus mini USB from back in the day. And the PCB is all in an enclosure now, so you don't have to worry about any of the components getting damaged. Now, as a sleek macro pad like this, what I love about it is the fact that you can put this anywhere. There are mounting points on it if you want to physically mount this, but you can just use like a 3M adhesive and put this anywhere. And I'm talking under your monitor. Mount it right there to have those macros at an arm's reach. Maybe you have a monitor shelf or put it under your desk. This is designed to give you those quick access to those keys and the volume knob right at an arm's reach right there in front of you. That's why I really like this, 4 years ago when I first checked it out. It's really built with convenience in mind. Each of those 5 keys can be set up to be whatever you want. Same with the dial there. You always have your left and right encoding, plus it actuates in for another function. And what's great is this works with Vile, which is similar to VIA, so you can download that to set it all up. It's very, very simple, but they also have a web browser, so you could do it all through the web-based software instead of needing to download stuff, which is definitely a plus. So whether it's for those quick desktop shortcuts like, screenshot, controlling Spotify and volume, whatever, or if you want to have this be exclusively for Photoshop, adjust brush size, layers, all that, gaming, whatever. It is literally up to you. Again, on their site, you can configure it very easily from the color options, the switches, the keycaps, but for $50, this is a no-brainer of a macro pad to boost your productivity right there at an arm's reach. So alright guys, that'll wrap it up for this episode of Cool Tech under $50 for February. Hope you all enjoyed. Like I said before, all the tech we showed off today, we listed for you guys in the description down below. If you like this episode, give it a big thumbs up, show your support. Feel free to follow me on social media, all at randomfrankp. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.